It was supposed to be just a game, a stupid, spooky challenge we found online, perfect for a full moon night. We called it Paranormal Chess. My friend Alex and I set up my father's old chessboard. It looked strange up close, carved with symbols I didn't recognize. And then there was the die, a small black cube made of what looked like bone, covered in faint markings. According to the rules, the dice didn't decide your moves. It decided the laws of the board. Each roll could change reality. Pieces could switch places. The board could warp. Captured pieces could return from nowhere, and the king could capture with his shadow. We laughed it off. We shouldn't have. The first few rolls were harmless. Then the die landed on something called Pawn's Curse. Instantly, the room went dead silent, so quiet I could hear my own pulse. Then came King's Shadow, and from somewhere under the table, a wet, heavy sigh. Alex and I looked at each other, nervous laughter covering real fear. We blamed it on the beer, but the air felt thicker with every roll. It started with Alex. The dice showed a symbol, Phantom. He moved his knight and then just froze. His lips were moving, but no sound came out. When he finally looked up, there was something in his eyes that didn't belong there. "They're saying the ceiling's too low," he whispered. "They're cramped." I stared at him. "What? Who's cramped?" Before he could answer, it was my turn to roll. Phantom again. A loud crash. A book fell off the shelf. Then the chandelier started to sway, throwing mad shadows across the walls. And Alex, he started whispering again. "The walls are wet," he muttered, his fingers tracing invisible patterns on the table. "Everything here drowned long ago. Don't you smell it?" And I did. That heavy, rotting stench, like stagnant water and decay. Dark stains began spreading across the wall behind him. That's when I realized we weren't playing a game. We had opened a door, and something had come through. Alex rolled next. The dice landed on Call of Darkness. He froze. His face went blank. "It wants a move," he whispered. His voice sounded old, dry, like wood cracking in the cold. "It says, I'm a suitable piece." Suddenly, the bookshelves toppled over. The walls groaned. And in that sound, I heard the same creaking voice. I looked at the board. The king was moving by itself, sliding aside, making room for something else. And then it appeared. A tiny carved figurine, a little man with his hands bound behind his back. That's when it hit me. This wasn't chess. It was a ritual. The board was a Ouija board. The dice, the planchette. We weren't playing. We were summoning, and now something wanted to trade places with us. "Alex!" I shouted. "It's over! We have to stop!" He turned his head slowly. His eyes were black, empty. "Over?" he said, smiling without sound. "This is just the beginning of the game. Your move now. Or do you want to join me? There's room behind the board. For two." He reached for the dice. His fingers pale, dripping with moisture, like a drowned man's hand. That was it. Instinct took over. I grabbed the fireplace poker and swung, scattering every piece off the board. A deafening, metallic scream filled the room. The lights flickered, then went out. When they came back on, everything was normal again. The stains were gone. The shelves stood upright. The smell was gone. Alex was sitting across from me, shaking but himself again. "What the hell was that?" he whispered. I didn't answer. We packed the board into its box and ran it straight to the dumpsters outside. But walking home, I felt something heavy in my jacket pocket. It was the die, cold, damp, still carved with those same impossible symbols. At home, I switched on the hallway light and froze. There, in the middle of the floor, sat a single chess piece, the little man with bound hands. It was waiting, For the next game,